Hello folks, welcome back to The Addicted Bookworm. I am Hermione, I am an Addicted Bookworm, and on this channel we do book hauls, book reviews, and I do reviews of ebooks and so much more. Like I said, working on my opening once again. Alright, so I have finished the first section of the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Now, before I begin with my impression of the first section, which was Cry the Beloved Country, I want to say that he talks about, I don't know if it's a guy or a woman, I don't know. But because I haven't checked. But anyways, so basically, what the author says about My Best Friend's Exorcism was that it takes place during the Satanic Panic, and for people that don't know what that was an event that happened where people were accused of doing some very nasty and horrible things to children, and a lot of people were put in prison for crimes that they never committed. So I grew up during the Satanic Panic. I know I'm old, and I don't even remember it. I don't even remember the Satanic Panic at all. I don't. So, the first section is basically about these housewives. They go to this book club that is very stringent on exactly what they're going to read. And the book that, the title of the section that I just mentioned is actually one of the books that the book club person was basically having them read. And they were supposed to read it for the month, and then they would come together and they were going to talk about it. Well, one of them actually did not read the book. She got to the first page and she totally, she has a life, you know. The book club is kind of a way for her to socialize with other women and to kind of get out of the house and kind of have some kind of social life that doesn't include children. And what happens is one of the other book club members says, hey, you know, have you read this book, and shows this book. And what it is that it is a crime novel. Basically, it is a single nasty person has done all these nasty things to people and the author wrote a book about it. These are known as crime novels and stuff, and they have pictures of crime scenes. And my mother, before she denied that she reads books, that was what she loved to read, was the crime novels. She loved those things. She could not get enough of those kinds of books, so she would read those books. But then she later on said she doesn't read. But anyways, so basically you have these women, and especially this main character, Margarine, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She basically, talks about, kind of talks, and they kind of, they talk about books, just like a book club. But according to the person holding it, they don't have, this is not a book club. But this was during a time when America was very religious and everything. But it also, so the whole book starts off with basically talking about when babies are born, they come basically they are born, I think it was they're born of blood or they're born with blood. I don't quite figure out how to do that. But talk about that Babies, they come in the world covered in mucus, and they're about a half a pint of their mother's blood. So we are born covered in blood. But generally, when we die, we're generally strapped up to machines and all that type of stuff. And basically, in this one, it basically says that by the end of this book, these women are not only going to be covered in blood, but they're going to be dripping with blood. So that was like, okay, got my attention. Got my attention. So anyways, I know some people have done reviews of this book. Some of them have not been really good, and, it's not for everybody. But in the chapters that I have read in the first section, I have come to the conclusion that I might like this book. The size of the font has enabled me to kind of really, read this book and everything. So yeah, all right, so that is it for today. I will be back tomorrow, because I am going to read each section. I think there's like five sections in this book, but I'm going to read it and everything. So I will see you guys next time.